Welcome back, Rich Nation. My name is AJ, and today we're going to be continuing Hunter x Hunter, episode 55. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You can also check out these episodes early and uncut over on patreon.com/ajrich123. And let's go ahead and start. Oh, man. He just looks so disinterested. Yeah, he did talk about that. Well, that is definitely a way to mess with people. That is so, like, messed up. I kind of love that because he made that so extra confusing because it could kind of mess with their mind because he could be telling the truth about everything or he could not be telling the truth about everything, but there's a reason, but there's not a... He did this perfectly. I am weirdly impressed with his manipulation of everything here. I'm impressed. Yeah. Wait, what? Oh, we got stopped. That was so odd, though. He is gonna have to, like, he's gonna have to be perfect on everything he says here because CHROLLO is obviously pretty smart. So if you don't have this completely perfect, that's why he's asking all these questions. He's gonna be able to see through it and figure it out. Okay, so he figured that out. Yeah. He also did this perfectly because now it makes it seem like HISOKA, was forced to do this the way he wrote that. So he can't say it and they can't really go against it because I can't say anything. So is it completely possible that he was forced into this and he didn't make the promise, like rightfully so did it on purpose, made the promise as we know with him. But in their case, man, he did this so perfectly. He's so happy and possibly turned on. It's like he weirdly likes that he can kind of figure out stuff. This is perfect for him. HISOKA, you sneaky motherfucker. And that means him, that's why he wants him to stay. This is what gets him to stay here, obviously. This is what's going to make him actually have to stay, because don't leave your shelter, meaning the spot you're at right now, meaning keeping him in the city and not having where they could have gone like other places. Now they're like with this, you would think they would have to stay in this area, which makes it so he can still fight, because he said there might not be another opportunity to actually fight him. So now this will give him an opportunity possibly to be able to fight CHROLLO. HISOKA, you're so smart, man. Oh, man. He's gonna say stay, right? Yeah, because if he hadn't, all of this gamble would have been almost for nothing for Hisoka, because that's what he wanted. That's true, they do have different priorities. And they needed the money too, so there's kind of no point for them. You gotta love them, really. Like, for all the crazy death and, like, stuff that happens in the show, they're just so... they're just so, like, perfect when they're together. That's not amazing, though. I mean, you're gambling. Of course you are. That damn auction that they have control over now. Yeah, Kilo wants this to be rejected so bad, but he's gonna... Yep. He's gonna let him. I had a feeling. So they're gonna have to split up. You just have to be the driver. Kinda. All of this is pretty risky. It's not very long, but probably just enough. That's actually going to be kind of difficult, though. Yeah, it's became a priority for Kurapika, so he pretty much has to take the help here. Now, I'm a little scared because they're having to split up like this, and it's extremely risky. And when you're having to think, hey, how can I distract them for 1 second? That should tell you, this might be a little bit more difficult than we're originally thinking. I mean, he found out that he can still, take them down. So Gon, oh.
Okay.
So just telling, yeah, so he's just gonna tell Gon. As we saw. Well, now this is actually kind of a good thing that Leorio and Killa went out of the room, because now Gon knows, and if they get captured, being able to read, with the girl with being able to read the brain and everything, now it's just Gon will know the information, and Gon will know the stuff, but it's probably, I think it's actually better that it's just him telling Gon and not everybody. Oh. You can do that? He can use, okay, so meaning that I can use my judgment chain on those who aren't spiders. So one of the chains he can use chain jail against the spiders, but the other one he can use, okay. Why, I didn't think you could actually change the rule after you, at least that's the, if I'm like, if I'm actually figuring this out wrong, let me know in the comments. But from what I can tell, after he had made the rule, he adjusted it, which I didn't think that was a possibility once you make the rule. But if I'm just reading this wrong, let me know. I like this music, by the way. Now we can do it at will. Ah. This is actually kind of complicated. What? Wait. So they were listening the whole time? And he has the power to be able to change the rule. He can rescind the rule afterwards. He has a lot. Originally, I didn't think he had this much control, but it looks like Kurapika has a lot more control over this than I originally thought, which makes this possible, but also I wasn't expecting them listening in. Because he trusts them? It's kind of, I mean, it's friendship and trust. They've been through a lot together, and I'm glad even with this time, he still feels that way. Yeah, I mean, they're all got so much on them now, too. It's extra responsibility. You can't go into this casually. They're all probably repeating this over and over in their heads now. 2 choices within a small room. I don't think we heard hers, right? So, yeah, we'll face 2 choices within a small room. Pride and betrayal. Interesting. Okay, so she's going to be given a choice. Maybe based off of her ability. Maybe she'll learn something that would get... Or it's just going to be a regular choice. But I'm thinking, like, the way her ability works, she could learn some type of information that might possibly have her have a different change of mind, or like maybe make her think about something. Just trying to think of every possibility. It'd be unwise. The Deathbringer will come calling 1 time in 3. So not to pick up any phone calls. Well, what does that mean? Deathbringer will come calling 1 time in 3. So 3 calls. One of them's going to be, don't pick up. It's pretty much advising not to pick up any calls, because one of them is going to be whoever is the person killing everybody is going to be the one calling on one of those calls. And what was the previous statement? It was like, it would be unwise to answer the phone, obviously. Yeah, because they'll be picking up. Yeah, okay. So it's bad for him to pick up any phone calls at all. This is actually, I would think this is worse for them, splitting like this. Yeah, they didn't forget about that. And they think that too. Yeah, that's probably a factor they didn't really think about. She's smart. Yeah. She knows something. It's just like gut feeling. Oh, whoa! Holy. Okay, that's going to make everything confusing, because that many bases, but they're going to... we already know Killa's going to go to the original one. Does that mean that they're going to be... Oh my god, that would confuse everything. And if you could figure out the end, though, couldn't that mean you could find out which one's fake? Yeah, like, think about it. There's like multiple buildings now. He said he could do up to 50, but I was thinking it seems like if you have enough ability or enough strength in something, you would think you'd be able to figure out he's using N, right? So if you could see through it or figure it out yourself, maybe you could you would probably have to go into every single fake base though, right? To figure out like which one's the real one. But does that also mean there's going to be copies of every single whoever's staying in the base? There's going to be copies in every single building. That was another thing I was thinking about, like, because you would have to make, I guess you wouldn't have to make it perfect, because it's going to take a lot of time to check. It could just be a way of wasting time, because you'd have to check every single one. So you go in there and like, okay, nobody's in here, but you also don't know who was originally in there in the first place. You could just go in there and think, oh, no, but I guess he doesn't have to really leave people or make copies or bodies or whatever, because you he could just assume everybody's gone from here and still think it's the original. But because he's seeing 50 different ones, he knows that something's off. And Killa's smart, and he was trained in assassination and stuff, and in this stuff compared to maybe some of the other characters. So I think this is probably best for Killa to figure out. It's just going to be very tough. I also like how they split up everybody and all the choices, like all the fortunes and the choices for everybody. It's probably going to make sense eventually. But because they're split like that and they're talking about allies or like going against, or you have these choices or phone calls, I think being split up is going to make, they're going to be all in different places. So it's going to make everyone's going to have to make a decision, and their death or their, what happens to them in general is going to completely, have to do with that, have to do with their choice in general. Also, to go back to what HISOKA said, I am scared, but also just so impressed with how well he did that, because he was gambling a bit, because it mattered how CHROLLO figured it out, but because CHROLLO figured out the way he did, it made it perfect for him. So he was really because he did have that risk where everybody could have gone against him. If he didn't do this perfectly, everyone could have gone against him immediately, and then that might have been really bad for him, and he probably would have died. So he had to gamble, but his gamble paid off, because now everybody's, I don't know, this is just kind of perfect. I love how he did it, where it looks like he was forced into making like a kind of like where he can't tell people things, and it's not in, for real. What really happened is he purposely made that type of thing. So I like how he did it, and I'm just kind of impressed. These last few episodes, and that's why I've been having these episodes kind of single, it's because they've just been long, and we will go back to 2 episodes reaction soon. When these are so loaded and I have to pause so much, it's just, I think they're good on their own. And there's these have just been very stacked, layered, and just hype episodes in general. So I appreciate you guys watching these, and I like to break them down, obviously, but I do appreciate you guys watching these reviews, because I can kind of talk more, and yeah, there's sometimes I can pause and talk on it, but there's some things I just have to wait till the end to talk about. So I appreciate you guys being here and listening. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You can also check out these episodes early and uncut over on patreon.com/ajrich123. All my social links are down below. Go follow on Twitter, Twitch, all that stuff. We're going to be using all my other social media soon going into the summer. I'm hoping by July, I'm going to be able to start working on streams. I'm going to be, there's just a lot of things I'm working on in the background here. You guys have probably figured out I've been insanely active all this month. It's going to go all through summer. So just, just buckle in. Lots of stuff is going to be happening. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.